Yo, what's good, my fellow deadheads? Your overlord has returned with yet another Kaiju number 8 video. Kaiju number 8, the game. It seems that we have finally gotten a release date, a confirmation for the game's release. We've also gotten a new trailer for the game. We've gotten a lot of new information as well for the game since the last time that I have covered anything on the game. So I just wanted to go ahead and cover the bulk of the important information. Even still, this video is going to be relatively quick because the game still is not actually out yet, so they don't have any very big, in-depth thing. But even still, it is still just a good amount of information to actually cover, and a lot of stuff has actually changed from the last time that we had taken a look at things. If you guys do like these coverage videos and like me branching out to all these other games and like me forgetting to turn on my lights for my videos, you can go down below and you can leave a like, you can hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get notified every single time the dead man decides to glide, and you can also comment down below and let me know what you want to know. But we're gonna go ahead and get right into the video. So guys, I honestly just have a couple different tabs open for all the information that I wanted to talk about. I did look through very quickly to find this information, so I could miss something here or there. I'll be a lot more locked in on the information for this game when we're actually closer to the actual day that it's releasing, because, you know, then I'll be able to play. Also, what day is it going to be exactly on? The 31st, but in JST. I don't see an actual time of day for it to drop. So the 31st JST is going to be a Sunday. So that means that possibly it could be really late Sunday for JST, which I doubt because it is all going based off of their time. So probably it'll be somewhat early enough in the day for JST. I don't imagine anything later than like 12 p.m. or something. So that means that it'll probably be for us on Saturday night on the 30th, which is pretty cracked because that means I should be able to stream some Kaiju because I usually don't work on Sundays. So that's very good to figure out. That was just kind of like a personal thing I needed to figure out, really, but I'm glad that you guys could sit there and be a part of that with me. But basically, we have Kaiju number 8 here. We have a new trailer, actually, and this is a 3.5-minute trailer, and you can see it right here. It officially says that it is coming to Android and iOS on August 31st, 2025, JST. All right, let's play the trailer. Now, I cannot hear anything from the trailer because of my headphone situation, but I will go back over and probably watch the trailer later on when I'm not recording a video just to get a full idea of what's going on here. But I mean, I can see, and honestly, this right here, the starting scene looks like the same starting scene from the original trailer, but we're gonna go ahead and let it play. I'm gonna shut my mouth, and you know what? I guess I will shut off my camera too, just so I'm not in the way of the trailer. It's only a little corner I'm taking out, but I just want you guys to see the full screen. 野獣と思われる怪獣反応を複数降下してきます。怪獣発生。担当隊員は至急出動してください。転移エネルギー反応が急激に増大しています。備えてください。聞かせてくれ。怪獣次元門について。第一部隊出動だ。見せてやろう。圧倒的な実力ってやつ。 覚悟はええか怪獣退治の時間や何者も私を止めることはできん正面からぶち抜けばいいのよ今度は私が射抜く番だまだだもっと強くならないとぶち抜きから歯食いしばれ終わりだ行くわ怪獣ども切り刻むどうや邪魔すんじゃねえ 決めろ出ろ任せてくださいやるくそこね当てる道を切り開く隙だらけやで捕らえた逃がさんと隙あり僕の力を見せて邪魔だ消えろ制圧受けてみろ逃がしゃしねえお掃除の時間だ討伐術6式八重打ち悪いが時間ねえから一発で解体するぜ 怪獣どもやってやろうじゃない作戦を開始する行くぞ出撃だ蹴散らすぞこちら佐賀始めましょうかみんなを守ることが私の使命この命は仲間のために突っ走るんじゃないわよ佐賀聞こえ各確認この人小型の戦いなんだ邪魔よ道を開けなさい雑魚に用はないようやく尻尾を掴んだで怪獣8号こいつは僕が相手をするようやく姿を現したな怪獣目標地点到着各員降下お前は私
リミッター解除許可申請。
怪獣8号の処理を開始する。
やさ、外れちゃったね。
迷ってる場合じゃね
え。格の違いを見せて。
お前に奪わせはしない。誰も死なせない。
俺は怪獣8号じゃない。日々のカフカだ。
All right, chat, we're back, and I know that you guys are maybe a little disappointed that we had no reaction, but I'm glad that you guys could fully enjoy that trailer here. So there was actually a lot of really important stuff in this trailer that I was definitely mentally marking to talk about going back over this. But one, or honestly, I couldn't even put them in actual order, but one, they finally showed off the commander of the first division. I think that they were waiting for the second season to actually come out before they said anything about a release date, because they wanted to definitely use the hype from this man, because this man is a freaking menace, bro. Oh my god. When I read the manga back then, I only got to like chapter 60, I think, but like I remember reading his introduction, and he aura farmed in the anime just as hard as he did in the manga. Like, do not doubt that. This man is an absolute menace. So very good that they already showed him off in the game, and it looks like he's going to be a launch character. We'll talk about that a little bit later. So two, I guess, because I've already said point number one. The animations for when they move throughout the maps and everything actually look really good. You have your special attack, or I don't know what ST attack means, but it looks like you only have 2 attacks here, right? But I see that sometimes, like right here, these little scenes when they're actually running in between the areas and everything to fight, that actually looks really smooth, really fluid. I like that a lot. You can see here we have a mechanic for follow-up attacks already from the start of the game. So when you see mechanics like this, like really early in the game, that kind of lets you know that like maybe that's not even a character dependent mechanic. That might just be, if they're willing to show it off in the actual ST means single target attack, AoE means AoE, of course, but if they're willing to show off a feature during the game, like a buff or a debuff or something like that, like that either means that, okay, probably every Reno we see in the game, Reno, Leno, however many Reno or Lenos we see in the game are probably going to be a follow-up mechanic kind of guy, or there's going to be a follow-up mechanic mixed into his kit somewhere or something like that, or follow-up might just be a mechanic in the game in general. You see what I'm saying here, chat? Because we see Reno doing it, we could possibly link it to Reno, but because Reno is not, but since we don't know and we've only seen Reno do it, we cannot confirm whether it is just a Reno thing or a multiple mechanic thing. I've never even seen this dude fight. The bald lieutenant from the first, I've never even seen him fight before. I don't even know if I've seen this in the manga to where I read. And is this like major spoiler? I don't know. Let me know. Some other things that I noticed. I see, obviously, we have a rarity system here. You know, purples are probably the 5 stars. These are probably the 4 stars. I do see that everybody is level 40, though, even though they are different rarities. So is this possibly one of those games where your overall character's level is determined on or dependent on your account level? But you can see here that we obviously have weapons. Now, I do not know that we're going to have a system like gear in this game. I feel like they probably would have definitely popped around to at least one gear screen, because they popped around to a couple different screens of different teams, and then screens of like different weapons and stuff, and all of those screens say squad setup or select weapon. Did not really show us anything else any more too in depth on that aspect of things. But then we can see right here actually that they show us the original character again, who was supposed to be like Shinomiya's, or not Shinomiya, let me say Kikudu is her first name, I believe. Kikuru's adoptive sister or something like that. But yep, they're literally side by side with each other. But I am actually really glad we finally got to see what kind of weapon the adoptive sister fights with. She actually fights with a shield. And I'm sorry, in a world where you're fighting kaiju, and you need blades to rip through them or guns to shoot through them, you choosing to fight with a shield, a giant blunt, like literally all you can do with a shield as a fighting prospect is if it's made of the right material, reflect lasers. Throw it like Captain America if it's light enough and aerodynamic enough. Or what, like shield bash people? Like I'm down playing shields right now, but then they dropped that character in Honkai Star Rail. What was her name? She had the white shirt with the horns and she was a baddie. Dude, I don't know. She was an aura farmer, but like literally she literally is a shield baddie and she fights like an absolute menace. I saw this girl in the trailer charging up her shield at a certain point. Literally right here. Yeah, she can do like a little overshield on it. But I'm just like, I'm still very curious as to what her fighting style is actually going to entail, because there's not much you can do in this game, or it's not much you can do in this verse with a shield besides defend yourself. But defending yourself doesn't mean anything when the kaiju are way bigger than you and way faster than you in a lot of the cases. Also, another original character. So we are finally getting other original characters confirmed in this trailer here. I don't think there's anything else new in the trailer, just the new character with her, Sanguine Shinomiya, I think is her name. She just using her shield again, nothing else new. I don't think they've shown off any other new characters from actually in Kaiju number 8. But then there is like one more thing I think that I do want to just not exemplify, but like take note of in this. You guys got to understand, watching this with no sound on, this practically was just watching a bunch of dudes shoot at other dudes like over and over again in different ways. But like, I bet with the music, this shit hits so different. So when I watch this video back later, maybe, right, I'll probably really enjoy. You can see Kaiju number 9 right there, really cool, and Kaiju number 10 even right there. But then boom, okay, right there. Who is this dude who looks like another original character, who low-key looks like he could be like honestly, he looks like a villain. He doesn't even look like he would be from Shinomiya's like family. Like, he has the blonde hair, but he doesn't have the same color eyes as Isao or Shinomiya. He could be in another adoptive case, but like with the blonde, he might just be from somewhere else altogether, but he definitely looks evil the way he's straight face. And then she also looked kind of evil, but she is also an original character, is she not? I don't feel like I remember seeing this character. And when I start seeing people in like traditional Chinese clothing and shit like that, man, I just know that they got to be an original character. I have never seen nobody like this in Kaiju number 8, bro. Never, ever, ever. The clothes that I be seeing people wearing in Kaiju number 8 are them Kaiju Defense Force outfits, uniforms. But that is it for the trailer. And then, yeah, you got the August 31st right here on the end screen, but just a very excellent trailer. Give us a lot of new information to really just sit and ponder on. But we're going to go ahead and go over and talk about the rest of the stuff for what they have released. So guys, if you do not remember, we did have a pre-registration campaign, and you can pre-register for Kaiju number 8 still to this day. I am pre-registered. You can pre-register probably all the way up until the 30th, because the 30th is probably when it's dropping in the States, in the Americas, but it's dropping on the 31st in JP, maybe at like midnight. I don't know yet. We got to figure out the actual exact precise pinpoint time. But before, we had a bunch of different milestone rewards. Get 100k pre-registrations, they give us 100,000 credits, which I have no idea what that means for us at the moment. I'm going to assume that that's like in-game money to work on stuff. Then if 200k is achieved, we get 1,000 dimensional crystals. I'm going to assume that dimensional crystals are a currency that you trade for tickets to summon in for other things, more than likely, right? Kind of like black gems in Black Clover Mobile. But I think that this maybe, hopefully, 1,000 equals a multi. I feel like they told us somewhere how much is a multi, but hopefully 1,000 is a multi. I don't know. But then at 300k, they gave us 10 gacha game tickets, so a free multi when you get into the game. Then at 500k, they gave us a free character, and it says and more, actually. So now, for all the people who pre-registered, or not even for all the people who pre-registered, everybody in the game, because of the people who did pre-register and put in work for you, you're welcome. You're gonna get yourself a free copy of a free 4-star Mina Ashido. Now, I do not know that this is the type of game where you summon a different version of the character, and then you summon a different version of the character, and then is it you summon Mina at whatever rarity she is, and you work to get her all the way up to the max rarity? Or is it like you can summon characters, every character you summon, are they the same characters, but they're just at different rarities you can get them at? Or are they all actual different variants and they're not all going up to the max rarity? It's probably going to be in a way where they all have different rarities, because like they seem to be talking about 4-star, 5-star, blah, blah, blah. You know, and when it's stars specifically, I feel like that's usually like a chain evolution kind of game. I feel like that's the kind of game where like you could even take a rare character all the way up to like or whatever many stars it is, right? But We'll have to see when we actually get it in the game. Let's just continue down, and I'm just thinking so much about this right now because of another little thing I have pulled up that is going to be giving us another character. Just spoiler alert. Basically, we reached 850k pre-registrations, and they literally did not tell us what would happen at what milestone. We just hit that 500k. I feel like we hit 500k, right? And then they were like, yo, we are honestly down to give y'all more stuff, and they just didn't have an idea of how many downloads they needed to give more stuff. And maybe they were like, okay, we made y'all jump 20,000 in between right here, so like 250,000 wouldn't feel as big of a jump. Okay, 350k, who cares? Maybe they saw 350k more registration. They're like, all right, cool, you can have Hoshina as well, who is the lieutenant to the Mina, who we got already. So if there is something that gives buffs for team synergies or company synergies, where it's just like, okay, you're all from the same company, you get an extra buff or something like that. If they have something like that in the game, then that's going to be really good for all of us. But not only do we get a 4-star Hoshina, we also get a 10 more gacha tickets. So at the very least, 2 free characters right now and 2 free multis, maybe 3 free multis. Don't know what this equivalates to in gacha game tickets, the game gacha tickets. This will all probably have actual official names in the game. They're probably just not trying to reveal anything too much. All right, chat. And then they said, you know what, bro, screw it, we do want these last little bits of pre-registration. So at pre-registration of 1 million people, we'll just give you a free character. Why not, right? So what I'm noticing is the Mina that they give us for free is called achieving new limits, achieving new heights, I think, Mina, which is funny because they gave us a new character after achieving far more than what they projected. But this one is called off the scale Mina. So yes, it does look like they're going to be different variants of each one of the characters. The last one, I think, for Hoshina, the 4-star was like Sword Master, Blade Master Hoshina, or something like that. Now it's Hoshina style Sword Slay Technique Hoshina. So really, we're going to have to read over their kits and see how much better they are than the Mina and Hoshina to see if they're worth picking up. Or I'm sorry, Ashiro and Hoshina, to see if they're worth picking up over using the 4-star variants. But I have a very strong feeling this is going to be one of those kind of games where they have like a same name kind of like rule, where you can't use the same named units on the same team. So you might have to pick up somebody besides these two just to fully, like, you know, fill out your roster. Just from all of these characters, I can tell you right now, this man is probably going to be the craziest DPS on the list, because you got to think, Kikuru and Kaiju number 8, obvious clear powerhouses. But I have no doubt in my mind that this man, at the point, in the anime at least, right now, or at the point that Kafka joins company number 1, I have no doubt in my mind that this man, Jin Narumi, cannot just absolutely body Kafka by himself if he felt like it. Hoshina literally almost did it by himself as well. So I have no doubt in my mind this man can do it, especially having the advantage of being able to fight from a range and up close, like either way, and have like a really dangerous weapon in both regards. But I'm probably going to end up going with this man, Jin Narumi. But obviously, we got to look over all the characters and see how they perform. But just for the roster's sake, it's either going to be Kafka for me, Kaiju number 8 Kafka, whatever. I'm calling Kaiju number 8's Kafkas. I'm not making no damn distinction between it. They're the same damn person. But you probably won't be able to run them on the same team, funnily enough. Not funnily enough. It literally just makes sense. It's kind of like Sukuna and Yuji and JJK. But yes. I'm probably gonna pick up Jin. She'll probably be no, she has a minigun. She's not gonna be a support. I doubt any of these characters right here will be supports. The supports will probably be some lower rarity characters that are just a little easier to acquire. But I do have one more graphic just to kind of like show you guys, and then I'm done with the video. Last graphic I want to show is literally just the game's, like, you know, main graphic. So you can see here, we have all of our regular characters over here, all of our hype beast characters over here, right? Then we have all of the other recruits over here. Then in the middle, oh, so maybe he is a good guy actually, this dude. Okay, we have Shinamiya's sister. We have the bunny girl. I was talking about, I'm calling her the bunny girl because her ears are kind of like bunny ears. I don't know. They're kind of like going off like, pigtails. We'll call her pigtails. We got pigtails. We got this man who looks like his name is probably going to end up being like Matsumoto or Yamamoto or something. Don't ask me why. And then we got this girl over here in her traditional Chinese clothing, and then we also have this girl back here just like in a big ass mech suit like the lieutenant of the first squad, except for hers is way bigger and has a cooler color design and has a much more menacing looking flak laser type of gun on it. Like those just look like regular, like kind of like cannons that'll like you charge up an electrical array in between and then shoot off a railgun or some shit. So the original characters are probably going to be really freaking cool for this game. But that's going to be it for your boy, DEADMANVINCE. That's all I had to say really about Kaiju number 8 today, man. We got to wait and see how much more information we we actually get before the game comes out. And we also just gotta wait and see how much how the game plays when it comes out. Sorry, I want to switch to the official global release picture. I've already said that the game looks like it's gonna play like Honkai Star Rail, but I mean, I enjoyed Honkai Star Rail. Honkai Star Rail was a fun game to play, and also it was, I only stopped playing it because of why. I mean, I feel like it's just like I got really busy, and it's just hard to work new games into your schedule. But it was legitimately a fun game that I played. And oh, I think it deleted my information. I had to restart, maybe. I don't know. Or the first time I played long ago, it deleted my information. I had to restart, and then I started up again because of the new character, and then I got the new character. And Honkai is not on my computer anymore, so maybe I don't know. But still, it looks like it's gonna play like Honkai, but with a cast of characters that I actually care about, because I am a big anime fan, as are all the people who come and watch this channel. But that is going to be it for the video. Hopefully all of you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, you can go down below. You can leave a like. You can subscribe, hit the notification bell. You can get notified every single time the dead man decides to glide. Got him. And you can also comment down below and let me know what you want to know. But if you guys want me to cover any other games like BCM, Kaiju, JJK, Grand Cross, whatever's going on, literally just let me know, bro. And I am there for you. But you guys have a wonderful day. Peace.